Talk to me about the Rwandan hotel industry. How does it look at this particular moment?
My first project in Rwanda is the Marriott Kigali Hotel.
All right.
So we have an upper hand on understanding the market and also knowing what's going on. Many people are saying that, oh, now Kigali, has oversupply of hotel. But in my opinion, we need to look further, and we need to be ahead of the game. And most likely, when people realize it's already too late. And because building a hotel takes a few years. It's not like you start today and you
finish tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you need to really plan things. And from what I see in the last 2 years since Marriott opened, and it's been steady growing. And I could also see that the conferences is increasing. And I think it's about time to have another one to start with. When you mentioned about the Africa Hotel Investment Forum last week in Nairobi, I was there, and I was also one of the speakers. And I see a lot of interest in the hotel sector in Africa. But one thing we really need to understand the market well and do enough feasibility study, because hotel is not a small investment.
No.
And it's a long-term investment. So the timing is quite important. When actually we plan to start this Sheraton like 2 years ago, but we decided to wait a bit, because actually at the very beginning of Marriott opening, we experienced some challenge time. But now, as the project start picking, then we are confident, and most importantly, we have a lot of confidence in RDB, Rwanda Development Board, because they are doing very well on getting conferences into the country.
Billy, allow me to ask you a quick question, and of course this has to do with the timelines. You've told me about timing, and I remember when the Radisson Blu Hotel Kigali and Convention Center were being constructed, much of the efforts was to go towards completing this so it can hit a deadline for the World Economic Forum. This did not necessarily happen, but of course they pushed way too fast to see that they come in at the time when the African Union was happening. And at that time, it wasn't really done with all the construction and the finishing, but at least the necessary parts were. Don't you think that in just 2 years we have to go for the Commonwealth heads of government meetings? Maybe this Sheraton Hotel won't be ready for that particular conversation?
In fact, Sheraton won't be ready for the Commonwealth, because it's only 2 years away.
2 years, yeah.
But like I say, if Rwanda can handle World Economic Forum, African Union, Commonwealth, World Bank, meaning they have the capacity.
Yes.
And more will come. Like I said earlier, you always need to be ahead of the game, and you do the right planning and the right timing, then you get it.
Talk to me about demand for branded rooms, for branded hotel rooms. Have we seen any growth from at least the past 5 years? Because this is when we saw a lot of big brands coming into the country. So are we seeing demand for these particular branded rooms?
Oh, definitely. A brand meaning what? It's not just the name.
No.
It comes with a lot of requirements and standards and different facilities that has to go within a hotel. So actually, a hotel itself is a mixed-use development. It's not a simple project, just like apartment or offices. So the advantage with the brand is people knows what they're expecting before they come. Let's say people who have not been to Africa or Kigali, they will always go for the brand.
Yeah.
Because they know what they are expecting. That's why the brand is growing, and I think it's important to get that standard to Africa.
All right. Talk to me about what are a few things that, of course, are attracting hotel investors, because I mean we're not talking about just Sheraton, or we're talking about Marriott, but you know Hilton is also coming in. Hyatt is bringing a lot of brands to the continent, of course mostly in West Africa, but we're seeing a lot of growth. What are the biggest attractions that puts you to the task of saying, hey, we need to do something here? Why should you actually do something there? What is attracting you to do that?
Well, it's opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, because I come from Hong Kong.
Definitely.
If I want to do a Marriott in Hong Kong, you know how difficult that is. You know, because there are many Marriott, Hilton, Sheraton, Shangri-La, they're all there already.
So basically what you're saying is that there is a lack of branded hotel chains in the continent.
Yes,
right?
exactly. It's same like Kigali, for example, because yes, there are many hotels, but how many of them are like up to that kind of standards? And if Kigali wants to be a conference hub, so that means needs a lot of good standard hotel rooms, not necessarily 5-star, but 3 or 4 can also do.
All right. So Billy, finally, of course, what are some of the expectations, or when should we actually expect Sheraton as a brand to open doors in Rwanda? When? Give me a timeline.
We are looking at 3 years time construction, meaning if we start 2019.
We're looking at 2021?
Yes, right.